Hello YouTube, my name is Will, and this is Tool Head to Head Episode 3, Corded Drill Showdown. Today we've got something very old, something a little bit old, and something from the modern era. We've got high-end brands and low-quality brands represented here today, and we're going to see which one of these tools is the best at drilling holes. Today, the first test that we're going to be performing is a simple test in which I will show each drill and award points for all of its features. We're going to start with this drill. I'm unable to determine the exact company and the name of this drill because it's so faded and it has no color, and I don't know. Very nice build quality, all metal, very heavy. I don't know if it's cast or not. I'm not a expert in metallurgy. Very small, not so great chuck. Don't really move too well. It's keyed. It's keyed. Let's see. It looks like the key is being held onto the wire using a electrical wire, actually. So there's that. Just not very comfortable in the hand. It has a very bad trigger. I mean, it feels nice in the hand. The trigger does, at least. The grip is not. But it's only a single speed. So it's not like you pull just a little bit and you get a little bit of power and you hold it all the way down and you get a lot. It's just not very good. Moving up in era, we have the Milwaukee hole shooter. This is much nicer, much better chuck. Very nice build, much more comfortable in the hand. This one actually has a variable trigger, forward and reverse. The last one didn't. Much nicer. The best thing about this, though, that makes it the best, is this cable here. It's actually a removable cable, and it's very nice. See, I wrapped this very easily. It's a very high-quality cable. The easier a cable is to wrap, usually the better it is. And if I wrap here like this, it has this proprietary connector. So all I've got to do is plug it in there and give it a twist. It's not going anywhere. And if it breaks, you could probably find a new one. Not too expensive. Let's see, a little hard to get out. Oh, huh. I guess I don't like that too much. Well, whatever. It's got to stay in anyways, because I have to use it. Finally, we've got the, I don't know, this is a Chicago Electric, so that's Harbor Freight brand. This one also has a keyed chuck. This one actually has a hammer drill setting. We're not going to be testing that today, though. Forward and reverse. Much better hand quality. It holds a lot better in the hand than the other two do. Let's see, I'm not a big fan of this. Even though it's nice and easy to get at, I feel like I'm going to lose this. So that's no good. Let's see, I can barely get it back in there. And it also has this little wheel here that allows you to adjust the maximum pull setting on the trigger, which is nice. In this setting, I can't actually pull it hardly at all. It completely prevents me from using it. And here I can pull it all the way. I believe, I don't know if this is a variable speed trigger or not. I'm not 100% sure of that. Additionally, in terms of holding, this one right here, not easy to hold. Very crappy in the hand. Very little for your second hand. This one's nice because you have a lot more space up here to hold with your second hand. But the Milwaukee is by far the best because it has this side grip that can be installed on either side of the drill. This is going to be particularly useful for the second set of tests, which are going to be the active tests, such as a 1 1/8 inch spade bit and a 3-inch hole saw into the same materials that I worked with in the last video with the cordless drills. So that will make it much easier to handle the torque. Before I move on, I will also make notation of the speeds of these drills. This is a very high-speed drill in comparison, at least, to the Milwaukee. This one operates at a very reasonable speed. The Milwaukee is very, very slow. This is going to do very well in the hole saw test, but I don't think it's going to do as well with the Spade Bit. And the Chicago Electric, oh my God, this thing spins at like 2,800 RPM. It's real quick. So this one I think is going to win the Spade Bit test, but I don't know. So far in this quality, in this test, I believe Milwaukee winner. I love this. I absolutely love this. Can I get it off? Can I get... Yes, I can get it off. I really do like this removable cable. This cable is so much easier to wrap. This is very nice. Just very flexible, rolls over really easy. That's real nice. But like the Chicago Electric has this real rigid, tight, kind of nasty, yuck, just terrible cable. That's an absolutely horrible cable. Never want to have to use that. So now I'm going to set each drill aside, and one by one I'm going to test them, starting with the Spade Bit Tap. So for the purposes of this test, I have removed the key from the wire, so it will be a little bit easier to put in my bits. The one thing I will notice about this is a very, very sticky chuck. It's very, very sticky. Honestly, oh my God, this is annoying. You know, this is actually some pretty solid work I'm doing here trying to get this thing out. This is no fun. Oh, it's starting to loosen up a little bit. There we go. It might be as far as it goes. Are you freaking kidding me? Alright. I might not be able to do the hole saw test because I think the chuck is too small. Alright, we're having some cord issues here. We're going to shoot 5 holes and see how we do. Junk. Junk, 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 junk. Junk, 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 junk. Don't buy this. Well, you can't buy this, really, but... So now we have the Milwaukee hole shooter. And... shoot. A little too far. Alright, you know what we're going to do? We are going to take the cable out of this sucker, if I can. Honestly, the only thing I don't like about this is this cable is a giant pain to remove. But at least it does remove, which is nice. Alright, I think I got that in there straight. Let's see, that looks straight? Yeah, it looks pretty straight. So, the oldest drill, the one I wasn't able to identify, was obviously not capable of performing the task. I don't feel as if it was a performance tool. It was simply incapable of performing this particular test. However, I do, in fact, think that the Milwaukee will be able to perform that test. We're going to shoot 5 holes with the Milwaukee hole shooter. Well, that was very good. It ate through that wood. Very, very good job. I don't know how long that was. We'll tell in post, and I'll put up some numbers here to tell you how long that took. But definitely much, much quicker than the previous drill was capable. Obviously, the previous drill wasn't able to complete the test. It would have taken me too long. It would have wasted my time. So now we're going to move to the Harbor Freight. Now, I remember before I said that having the key right here was a bad idea, but I have changed my mind indefinitely because of how much easier it makes it to put your bit in. You just put your bit in like this, like you would with any other drill, and then you go like this. Whereas the other ones were kind of attached to the wrong end of the cord. So this is already plugged in. So we're already good to go. Now, the one thing that does scare me a little bit about this is the RPM is so high. I think this is going to put the 5 holes in very, very quickly. Wow, that was quick. So this last test can only really be performed with the Harbor Freight and the Milwaukee because not only was that old crappy drill not able to perform the Spade Bit test, I don't think that the hole saw would actually fit into its minuscule chuck. So first, because it's already plugged in, we are going to be using the Chicago Electric, aka the Harbor Freight. I think this is going to perform very badly in this test simply because the RPMs are so high. I feel like it's either going to want to seize up or it's going to want to literally rip my arm off. And yes, I think I'm going to add 1 second for every bit of pain I experience due to this drill binding up. So I'm going to drill 1 hole with this and then 1 hole with the Milwaukee. And after that, I will go into post and put a time signature up here of how long it took to perform the test. So let's see, 3-inch hole saw, drill mode, can it do it? That was very good. That was properly quick. I'm going to do another one. That was very, very highly impressive. I am actually quite impressed with that. That is very, very good. Wow. I am very, very happy with that performance. Oh, you know what I realized? Oh, never mind, I did drop it. For a second, I thought that I had done it both times with without removing the... I thought I had done it both times without removing the cookie. All right, well, I'll get that out. sure. So now we're going to be shooting this hole saw with the Milwaukee hole shooter. We're going to be putting in 2 holes here and here. I'm really hoping the Milwaukee wins this, just out of, you know, I don't know, I like this drill. This is a much lower RPM drill, so I think it will be much more capable in this task. So let us find out. That was properly good. Well, I don't know what the time was, but it was certainly more controllable in, I think, every possible way than the Harbor Freight was, due to the... Oops. Well, that's no frickin' good. Guess I must not have put her in hard enough. Let's try real good. Let's put another one in. Last one. We're not really getting nowheres. I don't know if we're getting jammed up or what the situation here is. Maybe it's just too bendy. Let's try that again. There it goes. All right, well, I guess that worked. So the final conclusion, as far as I'm concerned, is that the Harbor Freight was the winner, because the Harbor Freight was in fact capable of performing both tasks in quicker times than the Milwaukee and the old 50s chunk of metal was. Now, I'm not really 100% sure as to what Milwaukee was going for with this drill, because the RPMs are just so low. I think it probably has something to do with gearing, but this drill is just not really good for much. It's just geared too low. Now, however, it was much more controlled than the Harbor Freight was, so I would suspect that this would be best used in a situation where you have something with a lot of bite, such as a blade. I don't know what those things, I don't know, Milwaukee makes this thing now, it's like a blade almost. It's got little blades in it that you saw with, instead of a hole saw. It would probably perform much better with something like that because of its increased torque. But for the purposes of the tests I have performed today, the Harbor Freight is most definitely the winner. Now, I will make note that next week's video will be comparing the Harbor Freight to the DeWalt cordless driver in an ultimate test to see whether a cheap corded driver is as good or better than a high quality cordless drill. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd like you to leave a comment telling me what you'd like to see in future videos, because I have all kinds of equipment around here that I'd like to review, all kinds of equipment I'd like to compare, because I have multiples of many of my tools. So leave a comment with your suggestions. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.